So we finally completed the 2D Metroid series, at least the most updated version of each of the 5 games. Where's my button to switch over to the right layout? This, if we can see the game here shortly. Probably. We'll probably see the game here in a hot second. That is really loud. I thought I adjusted the volume before starting the stream. Did it change it back? Oh my goodness, it changed it back. I need to turn it down again. Holy crap. I turned it down specifically before the stream, but it looks like restarting the game kind of reset the volume, and then it got super loud again. So I'm so sorry. If I can get it to... That seems like a good volume level. That seems pretty alrighty. So we've gone through the most updated version of each of the 2D Metroid games. So we did Zero Mission, Samus Returns, Super... Fusion, and then Metroid Dread. So we've done all 5 of the main 2D games and such. So now that the 2D series is done, unless I want to do like the inferior, lesser versions of those other games, like the original Metroid 1 and 2, like, let's not. I feel like I'd have a lot of pain. I figured, let's move on to the 3D games. And I've been wanting to start this for a little while. But I figured this was a pretty good time because the game schedule's in a little bit of a weird place, honestly, right now. I'm preparing for a 24-hour charity stream at the end of the month, and our current games that we have on the schedule, I need to actually add a display capture 2 here to be able to show this on. The current state of games on the channel is, we've done the main game of Splatoon 2, now is just the Octo expansion left, and I might save starting that for this upcoming 24-hour charity stream at the end of the month. There's Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga plus Bowser Minis that were right in the middle of the swing up, and I slapped Metroid Prime into the schedule here. This is a YouTube series that I want to get up and running here in the near future, and a multiplayer playthrough of Tales of Symphonia really just comes down to whenever we can figure out a time that works for like all the mods, essentially, for us to do that, which hasn't happened yet. It's been in the schedule here for a while, but we've yet to figure out how to do it. So like, I'm saving this for the 24-hour charity stream. This is like the only actual game that we have going on right now, so it's like, okay, I know this is pretty random, just randomly starting Metroid Prime and like late on a weekday like this, but I want to start Metroid Prime. So here we are starting Metroid Prime. Splatoon has a story mode. Yeah, would you believe it? It's crazy. Anyway, I have played this before. I do own the Metroid Prime Trilogy on my Wii U. After the Metroid Prime Trilogy got made available digitally on the Wii U, I did wind up picking it up. So I was thinking about playing the Metroid Prime Trilogy on my Wii U, but I was weighing my options here. Like, which do I want to do? Would I rather, like, aim with an actual Wii remote to be able to, you know, aim and then move around with a stick? Or do I want to just be able to play on, like, a controller? Also, when we get the Prime 3, I'm going to have to be doing the aiming around anyway. So I was like, okay, and if I do it on, like, an emulation here, then we'd also be able to play in HD and such. But then I got thinking, like, what if I just played the Prime Trilogy on Dolphin as, like, an emulation? So I originally started trying out the Prime Trilogy as an emulation, and I set the right stick to, like, the moving around, like, the pointing the Wii remote around and whatnot. But every time I would release the stick, it would put the cursor back to the exact center point on the screen, which doesn't seem like a bad thing. But then after a decent bit of testing, I came to realize that the lock-on doesn't always lock on dead in the center of the screen. So if you're playing on, say, the GameCube version, you lock on, your cursor is going to be facing, like, right at that enemy. But if you lock on with the Wii version, or with the Prime Trilogy version, then it's going to lock onto them, like, relatively around the center of the screen, but not quite perfectly, which meant that I would oftentimes need to be just slightly pressing up on the right stick here. Just slightly in order for it to hit. So even though I very much like the idea of, you know, being able to move around with one stick and aim around with the other stick, like, is standard for a lot of games nowadays, it just doesn't really work for this. It does not at all, is the thing. It was never meant to work with this kind of thing, because this was a game before that kind of thing was popularized. I believe the very first game that ever had the idea of moving around with the left stick and aiming with the right stick was, I think it was Alien Resurrection from the year 2000, so just a couple of years before this came out. So it was before that kind of thing was mainstream, really. And the C-stick on the GameCube was used for, like, switching, you know, what kind of power you have equipped right now. So it's gonna be a little bit weird not aiming with the right stick, but I'm gonna get used to it, and we're playing the original GameCube version. Again, I am gonna have to do, like, the weird thing when we get to Prime 3. In fact, I might actually have to play it on my actual Wii U when we get to Prime 3. So there's that little disclaimer, and that's why we're playing the GameCube version and such. Anyway, hello, Politico, Stefan, Mortis, CJ, Mythic, how are you all doing today? And Cam, I'm doing pretty alrighty today. I've been sorting things out with the 24-hour charity stream, and I've been sorting out stuff with my 3DS. So I just have my desk covered in like 3DS and DS games right now. We're just gonna ignore that though. That's neither here nor there. But yeah, I believe the whole Prime Trilogy definitely one of the greatest game trilogies ever made for sure, despite the late game pacing issues in the first 2 titles, huh? So I guess another little disclaimer is I haven't ever played Prime 2 or Prime 3, but I have played the first half of Metroid Prime. This is before I'd ever played any other Metroid game before. Like when we started Zero Mission, I said that it was like my first ever Metroid experience, and it kind of was. I got like halfway through the first Prime, and that was it. Way before I was a content creator, like forever ago. And it was back when I was a completionist trying to 100% every game. So I was trying to get like every single scan following a guide super closely. So I just got really bored because all it was just me working at following a guide like a hawk to get like every single scan. So I'm not going to be 100%ing this game. Screw that. We're just gonna be playing this super casually and trying to beat it and whatnot. I had fun with the 2D Metroid games. These are literally just my freaking test save files to make sure that everything worked. And I had to tinker around with like graphics and freaking whatever the heck it needed to do, settings. Is it shaders? I don't know. It was some sort of, I'm pretty sure it was shader settings I needed to mess around with so the game stopped hiccuping as much. And it should be fixed now, I believe, after a smidge of testing I did before the stream start. Everything should be okay, but we shall we shall see. There's that. But yeah, yes, it's a fancy font. I've been talking about how for a good while now I've been meaning to replace Streamlabs on the channel, replace it with something like Stream Elements, because Streamlabs, while it gets the job done, it's a bit clunky and it's a bit weird. And also, Streamlabs isn't exactly the best of companies, and they've done some pretty scummy things before, like taking the name of Streamlabs OBS without actually getting permission from the owners of OBS. They just took the same name of Streamlabs OBS, which implies that it's from like the same makers when it's not. So that was a cool thing Streamlabs said. So the chat that actually appears under here is actually Stream Elements, and I was testing out setting up a Stream Elements chat. And I actually set it to the font used by Fire Emblem Fates, if anybody thinks the font looks familiar. It's from Fire Emblem Fates. But I might only use it for this layout. This layout was kind of like my test of like, let's try out a layout of trying out like Stream Elements rather than Streamlabs. And this layout is like the test for that. But the other layouts might still use Streamlabs. And the reason is, if you want to change like the dimensions of a Stream Elements chat, you actually need to go into like the freaking, settings for that thingamabob itself online on Stream Elements and directly adjust the positioning. Whereas for Streamlabs, you can just adjust like the width and height on OBS itself, and it'll just like adjust and conform, no problemo, essentially. So when it comes to channels like this that play like a bazillion different games and have like a bazillion different layouts all set up in a very specific way, I might actually need to continue using Streamlabs for that, just for like ease of use, so I don't have to create like a brand new chat source for every single thingamabob for a Stream Elements thing. But because I set it up on this layout anyway to test it out, it's like, okay, this is gonna be like the one layout I've ever used that uses a freaking Stream Elements chat rather than a Streamlabs one. Also, because of my testing out, I basically have a pretty good idea of this whole intro sequence now is the thing after doing it over and over again for testing and making sure everything works. So yeah, there's that. Also, you will not play other M, do not. I'm sure you're aware, but it's a sly form of Metroid. That's what I've heard. I've certainly heard that. Also, it kind of screws me up how this is inverted controls when you're doing the free aim, but well. But well, I'm sure I'll get used to it with enough time anyway. But yeah, 10 out of 10 use of the GameCube's 4:3 aspect ratio. Yeah, when I was planning on doing like the trilogy version on Dolphin, it was nice to do like the 16:9 thingamabob, but at the same time, is this that important? I don't know if anyone wants to read that. It's lore and stuff. When I was thinking about doing that, it was like, okay, 16:9 is really nice, but then I realized the whole weird thing with aiming, and it was like, okay, let's do the GameCube version, let's do the 4:3. And at the end of the day, I kind of like making layouts for games that aren't 16:9, because like, you know, 16 by 9 game layouts is literally just like, where can I put my camera and chat and stuff where it's not in the way? Where mostly my camera. I don't care as much if chat is in the way. A lot of the time it's mostly just like, where can I put the camera so it's not in the way? Which is usually like this layout or this layout. These are like my two main ones. It's just like, which one makes the camera less in the way, essentially. But for a 4x3 game, I don't need to worry about anything blocking anything. I just have like this whole other section to work with to put things down, and it's great. So I honestly, at the end of the day, kind of love making layouts for games that aren't 16 by 9 because it gives me like so much real estate to work with. I think my favorite game layouts to make are for the DS or 3DS, like getting creative with the two screens and such. I'm sorry, you're already down, but I'm pretty sure you tried to kill me if I don't take you out. So yeah, there's that. But yeah, why'd you go over a 4x3 superior streaming aspect ratio? It really is. There's so much more real estate to work with as a streamer. Like, I have made layouts before that use like 16 by 9 that don't take up the full screen. Like my Legends Arceus layout was a perfect example of that. Where is it? Pokemon Legends. This should be this, right? Yeah. Oh, you saw a little bit of the layouts clipping in there. Like, why are all the fonts changed now? I swear I only changed the Stream Elements one. I swear I didn't change the Streamlabs ones. Anyway, I guess every layout has like a weird font nowadays. So it's like, I can make layouts that are 16 by 9 that have like stuff on the outsides, but you have to take away stuff from the game and like compact it in and whatnot, and it's kind of weird. I'm not as confident about it. But 16 by 9 games, freaking heck yeah, look at all that real estate. Oh, I gotta click back on the game to get my controller working here again. But yeah, biggest complaint about Other is that Samus is talked down to because she was a woman, you believe, and that she was found hot. Yes, that happened. Wait, what? But like the other characters in the story? Also, I think you can go in here for like lower stuff. I found it while I was testing one. I haven't played Metroid yet, but watched a good amount of it. Huh. Interesting. Interesting. Let's grab the map. I don't think it's super necessary here, but we'll do it anyway. But yeah, so this will definitely be interesting. I hope that Metroid Prime 4 will be eventually coming out and that's not just completely scrapped. I'm sure it will eventually be coming out here. I think this is a bunch of lore stuff here in case anyone's interested. And I always like doing things on the channel in order, so I absolutely plan on going through the entire Metroid Prime Trilogy before 4 comes out. And considering 4, you know, there hasn't been any word about it for a while, I'm sure I have plenty of time to do that, you know? I'm sure I have time. Essentially, but yeah, huge Doom 3 vibes. I've never played Doom myself, maybe one day I will, but just the smidges I know about Doom, I understand what you mean. Just from the smidges I know about Doom, yeah, it kind of is in a way, isn't it? But yeah, she was into it, wait, what? Is that actually the plot of Other M? It might be funny to do just for like a meme or something like that one day, if I'm feeling spicy after the Prime Trilogy. Hello, Seth. You never actually played the first one, only the second, really? Not even the third or anything like that? Never the first, only the, only numero dos? Hello, Sate. How go things today? Most modern games support 16:10 aspect ratios on PC anyways. You should see if that's noticeably better than 16 by 9 or not. I don't know if I've ever played a 16 by 10 game, and if I have, I haven't really noticed it. is the thing. I'm just so used to either 16 by 9 or 4 by 3. Those are the two big ones, but 16 by 10, I don't know if I'm all that familiar with that. But yeah, I definitely plan to go through the other ones at some point though. Gotcha. Do you have the Prime Trilogy like I do on my Wii U that I'm just choosing not to use? Here, just choosing to use like the whole HD thing, Bob. It would have been cool to be able to play this in HD on like the Prime Trilogy on the Wii U. But alas, they were like, yeah, let's just put over the Wii version of the Prime Trilogy, but not like increase the resolution. Which, I mean, we could play this in native resolution if, whoops, I got mixed up with the Nintendo controller there. Which, I mean, I am playing a Nintendo game here, but I'm using an Xbox controller. I mean, it also messes me up because I've been using this controller to play Mario and Luigi recently, and I swapped around the buttons to be fitting with a Nintendo controller, so like this is A and this is B, for example. So there's that. But yeah, Doom 3 is an outlier in the Doom series. News to me. Is there anyone that's gonna try to kill me here? But yeah, only had the second one, the GameCube, sadly. Well, if you have a Wii U, there's the Prime Trilogy that's available on that. Well, oh, a charge shot will take them out. That's interesting. Is this lore stuff? Oh, that's a key thing, Bob. Pirate data has been downloaded to your logbook. Space pirate encrypted data decoded. Also, in terms of the timeline, I think, someone might have to correct me on this, but I think the Prime games take place in between Metroid 1 and 2. So in our case, it would have been between, like, Zero Mission and Samus Returns, I believe. Also, in case anyone wants to read that, but I'm not right there. But yeah, let's see here. Most games 16:9, 16:10 is an odd aspect ratio that was more common in the late 2000s as a widescreen alternative to 4:3. The monitor on a laptop from 2009 with a 16:10 aspect ratio. Weird. But yeah, it's not the same Doom guy as the Doom guy from Doom 1, 2, Doom 64, Doom 2016, and Doom Eternal is a different guy. What if we just say that the Metroid... whoops, I freaking fat-fingered that. What if we just say that the Metroid Other M Samus is just a different Samus from all the other ones? If it really is that bad. What if I did play it down the line and I just decide it was actually a great game and everyone is just wrong? I wouldn't know, I've never played it. But what if? What if? Actually, I have Doom 3, but not played it yet. Someday for sure. I had a friend in high school who was super into Doom. What was the thing? Boopity bop! But yeah, not much is up with you. That's nice, Cam. So things are chill. In that case, things are chill is what that means, clearly, right? But yeah, like the controller that highlights your button pressing, was that difficult to set up at all? I don't remember. I set it up like 3,000 years ago, and now I just use it for like a bazillion different layouts. I don't even remember what game I originally set up for, but this is actually a browser source. I forget what site it is. I can go into the properties and tell you what it is. I haven't checked it in forever. Properties. It's https://gamepadviewer.com. So that's the name of the website, gamepadviewer.com. You just like set up your controller on this website and then just add it as like a browser source to OBS, and then here's your controller. You don't even have to have the website like open ever again. Like I didn't even know what the website was called until I checked the properties just now. I've just had it set up for 3,000 years and it just works every time I plug my controller in. Like if I unplug it here, then it's gonna show disconnected and it's like, what the heck is going on? But the moment I plug it in again, it'll be like that. So it looks like something that would be set up through my computer. Like you would think that it would be, but it's actually set up through a website. And you would think that if it was set up through a website, there would be like noticeable input lag in terms of like showing what's on screen there. But yeah, oh my, stop. But it's actually not a whole lot of lag, you know? Whoops, I should not have fired a missile. That was a waste of a missile there. But you can see like when I'm pressing things here, like it's basically at the same time there. And this is a website that it's being sent to and then sent back to my, it's crazy. Very good website. I would highly recommend. I would definitely highly recommend. It's been very useful to me for a lot of video games on this channel. Like, at the end of the day, I don't really need to show my inputs. It's really not that important that you know what I'm pressing for a game like this. But if there's space there anyway for me to slap some other things into the layout, then hey, you get to see things that I'm pressing because it's fun. If there's space on the layout for it, why not in like a 4:3 game? If it was a 16:9 game, then I wouldn't show this because it would block things on the screen. But in a 4:3 game where there's plenty of just real estate here to use, why not, you know? Why ever not? You wanna maybe not? How much health do you have? Holy crap. My goodness gracious. But yeah, let's see here. Now we want you to play other M's who become meme how it ruins Samus's character maybe one day. If the day ever comes, it would be after I beat the Prime games. Can I has? Yoink? No, go this way, please. But yeah, let's see here. Sadly, more space equals more space to clean. Oh, for cleaning upstairs to your house, so you're just chilling out. Nice. See, I've actually been cleaning this office a little bit. Like, look how clear this side shelf is if I take off my Switch and 3DS cases. There's like so much space here. There's just a couple thingamabobs that I need to find proper homes for here on like my 3DSs. But apart from that, this thing is clear. I'm thinking about cleaning things out. When I was cleaning out these drawers here, wanna know what I found? Ah! Freaking gosh darn you! Gosh darn you! Do you wanna maybe not? How about? You know what I found? Anybody know what this is? This little thing right here? This is a little piece of plastic, essentially, that you attach to your Pokewalker for Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver. So it becomes like a little belt clip, essentially, so you can clip your Pokewalker onto the side of your belt or pants or whatever the heck. So I do know where my Pokewalker is. It's on the shelf over there. So with their powers combined, I could literally have the good old Pokewalker belt clip thingamabob from back in the day. So there's that. There's that right there. But yeah, let's Let's see here. Probably cleans that you have a habit of collecting and buying things that you have so many games that don't all fit on your shelf anymore. That's what's happening with my game shelf back there. Straight up. My game shelf back there, it is getting very, very full. There's some things on the floor right now because I needed to reach in and get to my DS games. There's a bunch of stuff on my keyboard right now that I was sorting through my drawers. I'll find proper homes for that all. But yeah, you know, also I have red lights today for like Metroid instead of the green that we normally do. So there's that. Hello, Pokemon Fat version. Good old Metroid shenanigans. This is the boss stage thingamabob that's in Smash, I believe. But yeah, so I completely understand that feel. I'm running out of space. There's the shelf up there with so much like gaming related stuff. I don't have space for everything up there anymore. What does this remind you of, Cam? Also, is the audio leveling okay? I'm looking at OBS and it still looks a little bit loud. Should I turn the game down more, or is the volume okay? Where are the openings? There they are. Actually, now might be the time to use missiles. Is what now might be the time for. Hi! Time for missiles to your face. I'm gonna actually just keep on using charge shots for now. Wait for it to get to another potential phase. Do I just have to shoot through? Oh, well. Ow. You are so dang mean. What if I just mash this? Scan this enemy to find its weak spot. Oh, yeah. Let's go ahead and do that. How about you? Are so rude. Sounds okay to me. We could maybe be turned down a tiny smidge the music and me. Whoops. Gosh dang it. Can I pause? I'm pausing for a hot second. I'm going to open the volume mixer here. Because, yeah, during the boss, it definitely gets especially loud. Whoa. Something like this, maybe. That's probably a lot better, right? You are so mean. Holy crap. That's better-ish. Maybe it should be. I'm going to turn down a smidge in OBS is what I'm actually going to do. Like that. Cool. That's probably a lot better. It looks basically the same. Man, I set up the audio leveling pretty much perfectly during like a previous test session, and then for whatever reason, it just like undid all my audio settings before the stream. I don't know why. I don't know why, but it just did. But yeah, love these streams, not gonna lie. It's less like watching a video, more like playing a game with friends and giggling at random crap. Yeah, that's what I love about like live streaming a lot of the time, is you don't know where the conversation's gonna go. It just becomes like a whole freaking meme fest of shenanigans. Sometimes we wind up going down like really serious topics of discussion. Sometimes it's just random memes of all kinds of crazy stuff. Also, it wouldn't be a Metroid game if there wasn't an escape sequence like right at the beginning. Maybe there'll be one at the end as well. I don't know how Metroid Prime ends. I do know what the final boss is, but I don't know if there's a escape sequence. We'll find out. I mean, it would be fitting for a Metroid game, right? But yeah, let's see here. Game collection has exceeded your shelf space as well. Everyone just struggles with the gaming shelf space, huh? Is this important? No. Well, the defense turret is disabled. That's good to know, I guess. Oh boy, things are getting out. Oh boy. I've done this escape sequence recently-ish before, considering, you know, my testing stuff. And, okay, yeah, this was the way. Okay. Excuse me, coming through. I'm actually coming through here. I'm a ball now. See you later. There's a little bit of lag here. Wait, where am I going? Wait, where am I going? Gosh darn it. Should I have not gone up here? Have I completely screwed up? Have I actually completely screwed up? Hi. You want to maybe not? What the heck? What am I doing? What actually am I doing? Oh, it's this right here. A crazy about BCC Harmonia grow to a very popular stream, and deservedly so. I appreciate it. It's a be sad to miss the chill hangout vibe type streams. If that day ever came, I would still be trying my best to like catch all the things. All the things I could in chat when possible. But yeah, I understand that feel. That's also part of the reason why I haven't gone over to YouTube streaming rather than Twitch streaming as like a regular thing. There have been like some YouTube stream full series that I've done before, like Roller Coaster Tycoon 3, where you know, the viewership that I'd be getting there would be a lot more than my Twitch streams. But when I'm doing Twitch streams, then it's only like, you know, the most dedicated to like chilling and hanging out that go to the effort of going to a different platform to do that. So it really is like the close bunch of friendos in that sense. It feels a lot less like anybody that feels like stopping by to say like literally anything. Like I especially have that fear on YouTube, considering you know, But while the reception on my Pokemon video essays is almost completely positive, the outspoken others are often very, very, very outspoken. And I do sometimes worry about like doing YouTube stream series, people coming in just to be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you did a video that said things about Pokemon. Ugh. The only people that should have that right are the people that do the freaking Twitter checkmark echo chamber. Anybody who isn't like that needs to royally screw up. Anyway, so that's a very slight concern sometimes. Ah, what the? Can I lock on to? Okay, I'm just going this way, I guess. Anyway, so that's why I'm sure that the day will come one day that I do jump ship from Twitch to YouTube, especially as YouTube is gradually rolling out more and more features to make it a better live streaming platform. Hey, a better live streaming platform bit by bit. It's still getting there. It still has a long ways to go. But it is good to see that YouTube finally is starting to really care about making steps in the right direction as they have been the past couple months. So I'm glad that they're starting to do that, and it makes me hopeful that one day YouTube will actually become a good streaming platform. So we shall see. We shall see. The day will come, but until that day's still not going to be for a while. For now, we're just going to be chilling over here on Twitch. In the meantime, but yeah, that's how you feel about smaller streamers like Marv. They're great for us because it feels more personal and fun, but it means they don't get the recognition they deserve. I freaking love Marv streams. For anyone who isn't familiar with Marv, Bravey Arcade, he's straight up one of my favorite streamers to watch. I would absolutely recommend to anybody who doesn't already follow his Twitch, honestly. Boopity bop, grapple, away we go. Like, my goodness, if you think I have like a high energy level for streaming, he's like a level above me, honestly. Like, Marv's energy in streaming, it's inspiring. Let's put it that way. It's really cool to see. This is a key thing where Bob access to the deck approved. Let's go. Oh no, explosions! Ah! I hate explosions. Gosh darn it, my powers. Well, they're gone, so the game kind of gives you all your well, a lot of your powers right at the beginning, and then it's just like, well, time to take them away. I know that there are several other Metroid games that have done that, but yeah, he's so entertaining and fun. He really is. I want to do more cooperative stuff with him in the future. I've done like some cooperative stream stuff with him before. I want to have more opportunities to do it because he just brings like such an incredible level of energy. You know, it's great. Is great. You know, proper rival on YouTube, their monopoly is too strong. Sadly, the monopoly is so strong it stops competition from succeeding. Yeah, that is a little bit of a worry if like YouTube live streaming actually becomes like a significant competitor to Twitch, because YouTube already has basically a monopoly on like pre-recorded content. If anybody wants to go and watch like pre-recorded content, they go find it over on YouTube. That's why I put these streams over on YouTube. I'm sure there are those tuning into this right now that appreciate this being made available on the platform where everybody goes for pre-recorded content, you know? But for live streamed content, people typically go to platforms like Twitch. Some used to go to Mixer before that platform went down. There's Facebook Live. I don't know how many people use Facebook Live. But yeah, so if YouTube managed to get a strong foothold in live streaming as well, it would be a little bit worrisome considering how much control they would have, more than they already have. So we'll see what happens.